This is a review for the upcoming test about the amendments to the Constitution. The First Amendment guarantees the freedom of speech, the freedom of the press, the freedom of religion, the freedom of assembly, and the freedom to petition the government. The Second Amendment guarantees the right of the states to maintain a militia, that is for their protection, and number 2, the right to bear arms. The Third Amendment says during peacetime, soldiers may not move into private homes without the consent or permission of the homeowner. They can't be made to have them live with them. And number 2, if it is a time of war, then Congress must actually decide and determine that this is necessary. The Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable search and seizures. That means if they want to search your private property, they must have a search warrant to search the property. The Fifth Amendment. It gives us the right to have a grand jury determine if a trial should be held. It also protects us from double jeopardy, which means they can't try us 2 times for the same crime. 3, it protects us against self-incrimination. That gives us the right to remain silent so that we don't give information that would directly hurt ourselves. 4, the right to due process. There are established legal procedures, and we all have the right for those to be followed if we're dealing with something with the law. And number 5, it limits eminent domain. That means the government cannot just take all your personal property for public use without, paying you back or anything. That means they can do it to a degree, but they do have to pay you for it. The Sixth Amendment. Number 1, it gives us the right of the accused to know what crime they're being charged with. They can't just lock you up and not tell you what you're being charged with. Number 2, it guarantees a trial by jury. Number 3, it guarantees the right to a speedy public trial. Number 4, it guarantees the right of the accused, the person being accused of the crime, to question and call witnesses during their trial. And number 5, it guarantees the right to an attorney. The Seventh Amendment. It covers our rights in civil cases. It guarantees that we have a right to a jury trial if a civil case involving more than $20 is brought against us or we're bringing it against someone else. The Eighth Amendment discusses bail. It gives us the right to have an appropriate amount of bail. It cannot be excessive. It must fit the crime. For a minor crime, something small, they cannot give a huge amount of bail, but they can for a very, very serious crime. It also forbids excessive fines for people convicted of crimes. They have to be able to be relatively able to pay it. And 4, it forbids cruel and unusual punishments. The Ninth Amendment covers the rights of the individual not previously mentioned. For example, it guarantees our right to privacy. The 10th Amendment. It says that all rights that are not given directly to the federal government are reserved for the states. The 13th Amendment. It outlaws slavery. It also outlaws any sort of forced labor except as punishment for a crime. The 14th Amendment. It defines citizenship. It grants all citizens equal protection of the law. It makes states accountable for providing citizens due process of law. And it makes the Bill of Rights binding on all states. The Bill of Rights applies to all citizens of all states. The 15th Amendment allows people of all races the right to vote, suffrage for all people. The 17th Amendment allows voters to select their senators directly. The 19th Amendment gives women the right to vote. The 23rd Amendment gives citizens living in Washington, D.C. the right to vote. The 24th Amendment outlaws poll taxes. Therefore, everyone has the right to vote, whether or not they can afford to pay the poll tax. The 26th Amendment establishes 18 as the legal voting age. Keep reviewing every day before the test. I know you can do a good job.